What's up, guys? Are you anything like me? Is breakfast one of your 3 favorite meals of the day? Today, we are going to tell you about our personal picks for the best places to grab breakfast here in Las Vegas. All right, guys, so today we're talking about breakfast here in Las Vegas. Now, just to lay a few ground rules, we didn't want to talk about chains unless it was a Las Vegas exclusive chain.
Yeah.
So there are a couple places on this list where they do have multiple locations, but they are all in the Las Vegas Valley. So some of my favorite breakfast places didn't make it because of that. That includes places like Snooze, places like the Broken Yoke, places like Hash House A Go-Go. These places are all fantastic. I know lots of people who really enjoy having breakfast there, but they're not exclusive to Las Vegas, so they didn't make the list. So, that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the first place that did make the list. Justin, what do you got for us?
Well, I want to talk about Babystacks.
Babystacks is great.
Babystacks is just a really great restaurant for breakfast. I love it. Some of my favorite memories with my daughter actually are from Babystack.
All right.
If you guys allow me to tell a funny story, several years ago I took my daughter to Babystacks down by my house. As we were kind of about halfway through the meal, the waitress had been very, very friendly with us and was very, very pleasant to my daughter. Keep in mind, my daughter was about 3.5, 4 years old at the time.
Just a wee one?
Yes, just very little, very friendly, very outgoing, and the waitress was great. And they were chatting. The waitress came by to ask if I wanted a refill on my coffee, and my daughter asked her to sit with us. She was very kind. She sat next to my daughter, and they were chatting. And my daughter proceeded to ask her if she would like to come back to Daddy's house for dinner that night. She politely declined, and I apologized, told her I promise you I did not train my daughter to try and find me dates. But after that, I just realized service is really important to me. Good food is great, but service is really important to me. And every time I've gone to Babystacks, I've always had a great experience with service. So one of my favorite things at Babystacks is they have a baby chick omelet. It is so good.
Okay.
It is so good. It comes with eggs, and obviously, but it has buttermilk pancakes and then a zesty chicken. Now, I'm not a mushroom guy, so I have them hold the mushrooms and the spinach. But they do put a pinch of garlic in there.
The 2 best parts.
They do put some garlic in there, so it just kind of gives it just that much more flavor. And the zesty chicken is outstanding. And then their pancakes are fantastic. So, and their prices are pretty moderate. You can get in there and get a meal. You know, my daughter and I ate there with, eating my meal and the kids' menu under $20. So it's affordable. But I would say with 2 adults, you're probably planning on about $30 at Babystacks.
It's not too bad.
No, but I will tell you this place does get busy, especially on the weekends. There's usually a wait, so get there early. Even on the weekdays, a few times I've gone on the weekdays, I found it to be a little bit busy, and maybe a 10 or 15 minute wait, because it's not a big restaurant. They don't have a lot of seating in there. So just keep that in mind. No matter what location you're going to, you're going to find a little bit of wait.
Yeah, absolutely. So Babystacks is a local chain.
Yep.
And my first choice is also a local chain. And actually, I've been going to this restaurant since back when I was coming here to visit as a tourist. And it remains one of my absolute favorite places to grab breakfast. And that's going to be Eggworks.
Oh, yeah.
Eggworks is a Las Vegas institution. So there are 6 Eggworks and 1 Egg and Die, which is actually the original location. That's the one over on Sahara. And I have been to most of them, if I'm being honest. I think there's only maybe 2 that I haven't been to.
Okay.
Just because, in our line of work, we're driving all over town, and if I want to stop and grab a bite to eat, and there's an Eggworks nearby, it's always a solid option.
Yeah.
One of the things that you will notice when you go to Eggworks is the sheer size of their menu.
Yeah.
And under most circumstances, I don't normally think of that as a good thing. Usually, I think that when a place has a really big menu, what it means is they make a bunch of things and they're probably not great at making any of them. But in this particular case, that has not been my experience. Everything I have ordered at Eggworks has always been on point. And one of the best things you can order there, if you are somebody who enjoys an alcoholic beverage with your breakfast, such as a Bloody Mary, is they have some of the best Bloody Marys in all of Las Vegas. Don't at me. I will accept any challenges. Their Bloody Mary mix that they make in-house, and you can buy it at the little They have a little store, kind of like when you go to a Cracker Barrel, only much smaller than that. They have a little store at the front of every restaurant where you can buy their salsas, their hot sauces, their seasonings, and their Bloody Mary mix. And their Bloody Mary mix is my favorite. I actually have been known to stop by the restaurant just to stock up on Bloody Mary mix for the house here. So totally recommend that. I also recommend their chili relleno omelet. It is a chili relleno stuffed with cheese inside of an omelet, and it is one of my absolute favorite things to get for breakfast in the entire valley. That being said, if that's not your jam, they have plenty of other options. Everything from your standard American style breakfast dishes to they have a sub menu of Hawaiian style breakfast.
Okay.
So if you're looking to get your Loco Moco, you can get that at Eggworks. They also have crepes. They have, of course, they have everything off of the griddle. So you have pancakes and French toast, and you have omelets and all of the normal things. They have a whole section dedicated to Eggs Benedict. And then in addition to that, they also serve lunch. Now it's not open for dinner, but breakfast and lunch, Eggworks has you covered. Make sure you stop by the front of the store, get yourself some Bloody Mary mix, get yourself some hot sauce. I love their verde sauce. I keep that here at the house to put on my eggs when I make breakfast here in the morning. Also, very reasonably priced. I can take my whole family, so that's me, Stasha, and my 2 kids that still live here at the house with me. We can go out to breakfast there. Typically speaking, depending on whether or not Stasha and I are enjoying some of those Bloody Marys.
And how many?
And how many of those Bloody Marys. You know, we can keep the bill down under, say, $75 or so, which is pretty good for a family of 4, for going out to eat in 2024 at least.
Yeah.
So, fantastic food. Service is always great. They actually have something that's unique to Eggworks is on every table they have, and I'll make sure the editor gets a picture of this up. It's a little stand that sits on the table with a little egg, and you can flip it. One side's yellow and it has a smiley face, and one side's black and it has a frowny face. And you can flip it over, and then any wait staff that's nearby will see it, and they'll come over and ask you what they can do to help.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember seeing that. Okay.
Yeah, so very cool little feature there. They also have model trains that run around the ceiling. So the kids love it. The food is great. The Bloody Marys are fantastic. Just a great place to go have breakfast, and there's 7 of them. So no matter where you are in the valley, chances are you have one relatively close by. That's my first pick. Justin, what's your second pick?
I'm going to go with a place that's becoming pretty popular here in Las Vegas. I've been there 4 times, and I haven't been there recently. And the only reason I don't go is because it's become so popular. And what I'm talking about is Mr. Mama's. This place, every time I've gone, I've waited at least 30 to 45 minutes. And the first time I went...
It's a hefty wait for some eggs.
That is a hefty wait. And the first time I waited, I was with family and friends, and they really wanted to eat at this place, so I was just like, okay, whatever. If it was just me and my daughter, we would have been out. No way we would have waited. I was glad I waited. Mr. Mama's is in the southwest off of Jones and Russell, probably about 4 blocks from the Strip. So you're far enough away to where you don't have to really deal with the tourist traffic. And when you get there and you're waiting with other locals. This place is so good. A few of the things that really stood out to me were the biscuits and gravy.
I love biscuits and gravy.
It was very good. It was not one of my top 5 biscuits and gravy, but it was definitely a biscuits and gravy that I was very glad that I ordered.
When you say top 5, are you talking top 5 globally or top 5 Las Vegas?
Top 5 globally.
Okay. Would you call it top 5 for Las Vegas?
I would say probably top 3 in Las Vegas.
All right. That's a stout recommendation.
Yes. It was just a hearty gravy. The biscuits were fresh. They were just really good buttery biscuits, which is something I enjoy. Another thing that really stood out to me was the service. As busy as this place was, they were quick.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated. And the food didn't come out cold. You could tell that it wasn't sitting under a heat lamp for a long time. So when the food came out, it was fresh. So they were really trying to keep up with the flow of the traffic in the restaurant, which is another thing I really appreciated. The wait staff was awesome. I don't know, if you live here, Las Vegas has some of the best wait staff in the country.
Absolutely.
I think that the men and women who work as waiters and waitresses and bussers and kitchen people here in Vegas are just a step ahead of everybody else. Very rarely do you find bad service here. So I really appreciated that. And then also something that stood out, I didn't order it, but I did eat about half of it, was somebody in my party ordered their French toast. But it wasn't just a regular French toast, it was cinnamon roll French toast.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was very sweet, so if you're not like a real big on sweet French toast, you might want to stay away, but it was very sweet. But what got me hooked on it was also very buttery, which is something I love. When I get a cinnamon roll, I like to have butter on it as well. So having that sweet and buttery taste just really stood out. The restaurant's very modern looking. It's, there's not, anything really super crazy. It's just a very modern looking restaurant. It's in a strip mall. If you drove by, you probably wouldn't even notice it. So it's one of those places where it's just word of mouth, Yelp reviews, Google reviews. It's very highly reviewed.
I looked at the reviews. 4.7 stars with almost 4,000 reviews is one of the highest reviews I've seen for a breakfast place, honestly.
And probably most of those 4,000 reviews are going to be locals.
Yeah.
It's not a big tourist spot because it's away from the strip.
Yeah, it's not near anything touristy at all. It's Jones and Russell, and if you're familiar with, that's over near Spring Valley. There's nothing touristy in that area.
So I highly recommend Mr. Mama's. Just be prepared to wait, especially if you're going on a weekend. There's going to be a wait. Just be prepared for that. You might want to have a little snack before you go get in line.
Yeah.
So what is your second pick, Mike?
So my second pick is going to be a place that does have a decent mix of locals and tourists based on its location. However, much like Mr. Mama's, also very, very highly reviewed, 4.6 stars, 3,100 reviews, which is a very good, review ratio. That's going to be Siegel's Bagelmania down just off of the strip on Convention Center Drive.
Okay.
Now, the location can be problematic because if there's a convention going on and you go there to get breakfast, you may be fighting the convention goers for a table.
Yeah.
And it's a decent sized place, but convention can be thousands upon thousands of people, right?
I've been there and I've seen how crowded this place can be.
It gets super crowded. However, I've also managed to get there and walk in and sit right down at a table, no problem, which is fantastic. But this place has a lot going for it. So the place has been around since 1988, but in 2018, it was bought by Steven Siegel. And if you don't know who that is, you're probably not a Las Vegas local. If you are a Las Vegas local, you probably know who Steven Siegel is. He owns Siegel Suites, which is a large real estate conglomerate of primarily low-income housing. They also have a chain of hotels, and then he's been expanding into more commercial real estate. He's been expanding into more luxurious housing.
He's building a hotel casino on the strip.
I want to say he is a self-made billionaire.
I would not be surprised.
So he is a large presence in the Las Vegas real estate and business community, and I believe he owns Pink Box Donuts.
Yes.
So if you like Pink Box Donuts, that is also Steven Siegel. Siegel's Bagelmania is my personal favorite business adventure of his, mostly because I love bagels. They are one of my all-time favorite breakfast foods. Particularly, I love bagel sandwiches.
Okay.
If I need a quick on-the-go breakfast, Einstein's bagel sandwiches are one of my go-tos. Well, if you like Einstein's bagel sandwiches, or if you like bagel sandwiches in general, Bagelmania, they take bagel sandwiches to another level.
Yeah.
They have an entire menu filled with various bagel sandwiches. Of course, you can get bagels with schmear. You also have non-bagel related breakfasts. You can have regular breakfast platters. So they have more to the menu than just bagels, but you should go there for the bagels. They also have a deli. So the front end of the restaurant, when you first walk in, is a deli where you can just walk up and you can get a sandwich to go. You can get a dozen bagels to go with some schmear. You can get a coffee. You can get some Pink Box Donuts. And then beyond that is the seating area with a bar. So much like Eggworks, you guys know I like a good Bloody Mary. Siegel's Bagelmania also has a fantastic Bloody Mary. I'm sure that their other drinks are also really good. I haven't tried them because I don't need to. I know what I like.
Yeah.
Their coffee is always really, really great. Not necessarily the cheapest place to eat, but it's not crazy expensive. I want to say if you don't get a Bloody Mary or some other alcoholic beverage, you're looking $15 to $20 per person. So, I take my family of 4 out there with a tip. I'm pushing $100.
Yeah.
Usually it's closer to 120 because I usually get that Bloody Mary.
Yes, I'm sure.
But the food is fantastic, and the ambiance in there really screams old Vegas. It has that mid 60s Rat Pack Art Deco with the lettering of all of the signage around, and there's a lot of photos of classic Vegas, the old strip, that sort of thing. Just a great place, but again, if you really want to enjoy it, you got to get there I would say, go there on a weekday morning.
Yeah.
Preferably a little bit later after the conventioners have all gone back to the convention.
Yes.
Maybe a good place for a mid-morning breakfast at 10 o'clock or so. But Bagelmania is fantastic.
And, speaking of Bagelmania, I kind of want to give out an honorable mention because we're talking about that area right around the corner from Bagelmania. Is another one of my favorite places to eat breakfast. I don't get there very often. I didn't put it on this list, but the Peppermill.
The Peppermill is fantastic.
Almost in the same parking lot as Bagelmania. It's a great place for breakfast, especially if you like large portions and a big menu. Definitely check out the Peppermill as well, but that's just an honorable mention.
Yeah.
So I'd like to talk about a place that is probably near and dear to my daughter and I's heart. Mike has, likes to enjoy spending time with his family as well as I do. So this is a place that my daughter and I go to probably at least once a month. And if you're in Southern California, this might sound familiar, but it's not what you're thinking. I'm talking about Norman's Diner. Not Norm's, but Norman's Diner. This is on Durango and Flamingo, right across the street from Desert Breeze Park. It's just a small mom and pop restaurant. I love mom and pop restaurants. It has, a decent size counter, so if you wanted to go in solo or with a friend and just sit at the counter, you can do that. But my daughter and I usually find a great table outside when the weather's right, or we'll sit in the private booth over in the corner so she can play her games and we can have, lots of laughs and conversations. One of the reasons that I love this place, and I said it before, and I'll say it again, is the service. They treat my daughter so well. The wait staff, even the owners come up and just had great conversations with her, ask her how she's doing. They do special things for her when she orders her food, and that really means a lot to me. One of my favorite meals when I go there is their chicken fried steak.
It's one of my favorites.
Very rarely will I order a chicken fried steak. I happened to be in the mood the first time that we went there, and it was amazing. The steak did not feel like a low-grade cut of meat. The gravy on the steak was outstanding. My daughter got her Mickey Mouse pancakes, which are not on the menu, but they make them for her anyway, chocolate chip Mickey Mouse pancakes. She absolutely loved them. I've taken a few friends and family there, and they say, and Norman's, I should say, even advertises they have some of the best Eggs Benedict in town.
All right. Well, I love Eggs Benedict, so I will have to go try.
I'm not a big fan, so I haven't ordered the Eggs Benedict, but my friends and family say that it is outstanding. They have different types of Eggs Benedict.
Is it the hollandaise? Do you not like hollandaise?
It's hollandaise sauce, and I don't like ham for breakfast. I know, it's strange. I love bacon, I love sausage, but I just don't like ham for breakfast.
Ham is good any time of day.
But, they have like a lot of the traditional Eggs Benedict, the classic. They also have spinach and tomato, smoked salmon with spinach, crab cake and spinach.
Oh, I love crab cakes.
Filet of beef, turkey and avocado, and a grilled shrimp avocado. So they have different varieties of Eggs Benedict. And again, everybody I've taken there says the Eggs Benedict there is amazing. I guess it's the hollandaise sauce, the different combinations that they do. For me and my dollar, when I go, it's usually going to be the chicken fried steak. And for my daughter Reagan, she absolutely loves her pancakes, and their pancakes are really good. Another thing that I really enjoy about Norman's, and it's hard to find especially a lot of the bigger chains for breakfast, they do their hash browns right. They're nice and crispy on the outside and warm and gooey on the inside.
I agree with you that it is difficult to find good hash browns.
Yes. So their hash browns are done right. Luckily, my daughter likes hash browns, but she can never finish it, so I usually get an order and a half of hash browns. So I always appreciate that from her. So I would highly recommend Norman's Diner. Again, that's on the southwest side of town, Durango and Flamingo, right across the street from Desert Breeze Park. Far enough away from the Strip where this is going to definitely be a locals place. You are not going to find tourists here.
My final choice is going to be more locals centric, despite the fact that it is actually located relatively close to Fremont Street.
Okay.
It is a little bit off the beaten path, so you kind of have to know it's there, or you have to be one of these people who deep dives into Yelp or Google reviews to find places, because even if you were staying on Fremont Street, the chances of you just stumbling across this place are very low.
Okay.
First of all, it's about a block off of Fremont Street, and it doesn't have a lot of prominent signage. There's not a lot telling you it's there, so you have to kind of be aware of its presence. This place is called Eat, E-A-T, period. And it's very small. It's just a small breakfast cafe. And Eat is what happens when you have a professional chef who decides that they're done doing the big, army kitchen chef type lifestyle, and that they want to settle down and cook food the way they want to cook food. So the chef who opened Eat is this lovely young lady. I actually have a friend who knows her. Her name is Natalie Young, and Eat is her brainchild. They're open for breakfast and lunch, and it's exactly what you would expect out of a professionally trained chef who focus their attention on breakfast and lunch. So you're going to have things like a truffle egg sandwich, right? And then you're going to have, of course, elevated eggs Benedict, and you're going to have a prime rib hash, and all of these. Now you're going to have more traditional. You can get a breakfast burrito, you can get eggs and bacon, you can get more traditional breakfast type dishes, but everything's going to be just a little bit elevated. Everything's going to be made from scratch in-house. And I actually tell you, the philosophy of the restaurant is, they say they want you to eat local, eat happy, eat fresh, eat fast, and eat smart. So that is the philosophy with which Chef Young designs her menu, and with which she makes the food that she serves to her clientele. I've been there several times. It's one of my favorite places to go grab breakfast, because it is a bit off the beaten path. It's usually not super hard to get a table. I think the longest I've had to wait to get a table is maybe 10 or 15 minutes. That being said, it does get a crowd on the weekends. I don't typically go there on the weekends. I usually go during the week. One of the advantages of being a real estate agent, having a little control over the schedule.
Yeah.
So highly recommend it. They don't have a liquor license, so unlike the other two places, I can't recommend the Bloody Mary, but they do have very, very good coffee. The food is outstanding, the ambiance is great, the service is always top notch, and I would make a recommendation, if you can, sit up at the bar, because the bar looks into the kitchen, and you can watch the professionally trained staff back there just absolutely mastering their craft. The food is fantastic. So that's my final recommendation for a breakfast place here in Las Vegas. Go check out Eat.
All right.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for our list of the best breakfast places here in the Las Vegas Valley, or at least they're our favorites.
Yeah.
Comment down below. Let us know if we missed anything. Let us know if there's a breakfast place that we need to try, because Lord knows we haven't had a chance to try them all. But I can tell you that I have eaten at every single place that I put on this list several times, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. Like I said, honorable mention does go out to Snooze, The Broken Yoke, Hash House A Go-Go. These chains, they're smaller chains, and they are
Toasted Gastropub.
toasted, really, really good.
Yep.
All these places are fantastic. So get out there, support the local economy, support local businesses. Keep in mind, if you are moving here to Las Vegas, reach out to the Moody Olson team. We would love to help you find your dream home. If you need lending help, reach out to our partners, Steve Schauer and Lynn DeVoe over at Security National Mortgage. They can help you figure out what you qualify for, what sort of rate you're going to get. And if you're not quite ready to buy that dream home just yet, they can give you the roadmap, get you from where you are to where you need to be, so that you can go out and find the perfect home for you and your family. When you're ready to do that, call Justin and I here at the Moody Olson team. We would love to help you find the dream home for you. We'll find exactly what you're looking for. We'll negotiate as hard as we can on your behalf to make sure that you get it for the right price. And we're here to make the moving process just as pain-free as we possibly can on your behalf. If you're looking to sell your home, reach out to us as well. We're going to bring all the tools that we have in our kit bag to bear. That means professional photography, professional videography, drone photography, 3D walkthroughs, 2D floor plans. We're going to feature your home on our YouTube channel. We're going to make sure that your home is plastered all over social media, get you as much exposure as we possibly can. We want to make sure that we sell your house just as fast as we can for the most money so that you can move on to what's next in life. All right, guys, and until next time, I'm Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we're out of here.